Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This lesson is opening up geometry topics, and we're going to start with a pretty simple topic, but nevertheless very important one, which is fundamental results, chapter 4.1 from the book, which is about basically things you should already know before you start studying IGCSE geometry. So these things are, first of all, basic facts about angles, right? So just go for them really, really quickly. So of course there's angles in straight line, angles at the point, right? These add up to 180, these add up to 360. Vertically opposite angles, which look like letter X, and they are equal. Of course, sum of angles in a triangle. Isosceles, and two types of triangles which you should know: isosceles triangle with two equal sides and angles, and equilateral triangle with three equal sides and angles. Um, Finally, also angle sum of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. So all of it is really easy facts. But nevertheless, if you forget some of them, it's going to be quite hard to study more advanced topics. Okay, now to the questions. So find the angles marked with a letter. We're gonna start with some easy ones, and we'll switch to harder questions a bit later. So here we can see this is an isosceles triangle, and these two angles will be equal, D and the other one here. So how do we find them both? We do 180 minus 44, which is equal to 136, and that's the sum of these two angles, this one and this one, right? So if we divide it by 2, we'll get 68 degrees. So each one of these degrees will be 68. And E, also quite easy to find. E is just going to be 180 minus 68, which is equal to 112. So E will be 112 degrees. That's it. Okay, another one is a bit more interesting. This is actually past paper question. So here we have to find x. And in this question, as you can see, we have to build an equation where we add all the sides together. And as you know, all sides of a quadrilateral is again a closed shape with 4 sides, with a really long name. Quadrilateral means there's 4 sides. All sides add up to 360 degrees. All right, so if we write a sum of these sides like this, so x plus 20, this one, yeah, plus x plus 90 plus x plus 10, and finally plus 2x. All of this should add up to 360 degrees, right? And now let's simplify this a little bit. So we have 1, 2, 3, we have 5 x's all together, and then there's also some digits in there. So 20, 90, 10 gives us 120. So 5x plus 120 equals to 360. I think I'm going to take this up actually. Then we subtract 120 from both sides. 5x equals 240, and finally we just divide both sides, by 5, not by 240, and we'll get that x is equal to 48. In this case, x equals 48. Now that we know x, if we want to, we can find all the angles together. That wouldn't be a problem. Okay, so that's it. Next we have, so this is a couple of book exercises. I think they're pretty good. Let's try and figure them out. So here again, we just have to find all the angles marked with letters. And this one again, so question number 20, is pretty much similar to the last one we've done. We just have to put a sum of all of them together. So as you know, again, angles of quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. So here we have A plus B is 2A. So we replace B with 2A plus C is 5A, so plus 5A. Finally, D is 4A. So A plus 2A plus 5A plus 4A, so all four angles together would be equal to 360. So that gives us 12A. 12A equals 360. If we divide both sides by 12, we get A equals to, what's it going to be, 30. A equals to 30 degrees, right? But again, remember, we have to find all the sides. So we just found A. We also have to find B, which is going to be 2 times 30, which is 60. C, 5 times 30, 150. And D, 4 times 30, 120 degrees, all right? So this, all of this will be part of the answer. Okay, next one. Here, very quickly again, this one is a bit more complicated, so I have to look carefully. All right, we have to find A, this small, very small angle, and a B. All right, so first I think let's find B. It's really easy. It's just the sum of angles and triangles. So we already have two angles, 60, 44, and another one. They should add up to 180. So we can just do 180 minus 60 and minus 44. That will be equal to 76. 76 degrees will be a size of B in this case. Let's try to separate this a bit. And so to find A, we have to figure out some more angles. So we can figure out this one quite easily. Again, these two are angles on a straight line. They should add up to 180. So this one will be 50 degrees. This angle here will be 120 for the same reason, because these two add up to 180. And finally, we have 50, 20 to get to 180. We only need 10, so A will be equal to 180 minus 50 minus 120 will be equal to 10 degrees. So that's our answers. B is 76 and A is 10 degrees. And finally, another example here. Let's try to figure out. Here we are looking for E. You see these two angles are the same. They're equal to E, and then F as well. So E and F. Let's try to work this out. What can we do? Well, we can find, here we have to go a little bit from afar, I would say. We have to find this angle first. So let's just think like, what can we do, right? So here we already have two angles. We can find the third one, and then we'll get somewhere from here, right? So this angle is quite easy to find. It's going to be equal 180 minus 42 minus 50, right? So that will be 88, right? Yeah, just like double checking myself. Yeah, so 88 degrees would be this angle. Then these two, you see, they form X. So these two are vertical angles. This one is also 88 degrees. We can find this angle as well quite easily because these two add up to 180. So this angle will be 180 minus 88. That will be equal to 92 degrees. Now we can find this one, and finally we are getting somewhere. So we can find this angle as well. It will be equal to 180 minus 50 minus 92. So again, sum of angles and triangles. So these two, these three add up to 180, right? So we can find the missing angle quite easily. So what do we get? 180 minus 92 equals to 88 minus 50, 38 degrees. So this angle is 38 degrees, right? The rest is a bit more interesting. So these two E's, actually, if we take a look at it, so E, we could make an equation out of it. So these three angles, you see, they are on a straight line. So they have to add up to 180 degrees. So why don't you make a small equation out of it? So E plus E, right, these two, and plus 38 should be equal to 180. Now let's solve this for e, right? So we have 2e equals to, we can subtract 38 from both sides. We'll get 2e equals to 142. It means that e equals to, divide this by 2, e equals to 71 degree. So we just found out e is 71 degree. And finally f, so now that we know that this is 71, what we can do is we can just do 180 minus 88 and minus 71. So again, we have this triangle here, and we know that this is 88, this here is 71, and finally we just have to find the last angle. So 180 minus 88 minus 71. What's it equal to? I'm getting lazy. I'll just use a calculator this time. What's it gonna be? Oops. 21 degrees. Yeah, that's what it looks like. But again, don't be distracted. Don't be fooled by the sizes of angles, because most of the drawings, especially in IGCSE questions, you see they say diagram not accurately drawn or something like not to scale. So sometimes the angles, they will look like right angles, but actually they are not. So be very careful about that. And here again, this is 21. All right, so f equals to 21 degrees. And here, this is our answer. F is 21 and E is 71. So again, just take a look very quickly at these three and make sure that you, you're making sense of it, hopefully. All right, so another couple of questions. Here, now there's another topic in this chapter, which is polygons. There's a couple of things you should know. You should already know about polygons from Key Stage 3, from year 9, year 8, year 7. First of all, external angles of a polygon add up to 360 degrees, always. (360 degrees). Yeah, by external angles, of course, we mean, let me just show you, for example. So it's like when you draw an extension of each angle, of each internal angle, you'll get, this is what we call external angles, all right? And all of them together, they always add up to 360 degrees, okay? So if external, external, you will see both of these words. I'll just write exterior here, just in case. So let's just use the official term in exterior angles. Exterior angles of a polygon add up to 360 degrees. So you can see that if one angle is 36, and this is a regular polygon, regular means that all sides equal, right? Regular means all sides, all angles equal, yeah? So if each of these angles is 360, we know that all of them add up to, if each of these angles is 36, we know that they add up to 360 always. So that means that for each external, so to find one single external angle of a regular polygon, all we gotta do is just do 360 divided by n, where n is a number of sides of this polygon. Okay, so here we just basically have to use the formula a little bit in reverse. So we know that 36, we know the external angle is 36, but we don't know a number of sides, right, of this polygon. So that's an equation we have, right? And in this case, you can easily see that n would be equal to 10. It means that this polygon with external angle of 36 degrees has 10 sides on it, right? And the name of this polygon is decagon. It's a polygon with 10 sides. So again, try not to forget these names because they do come up on past papers every once and then. You have to know names of polygons up to 12 sides. Okay, so let's try some of these book questions. I tried to pick the hard ones. In a regular polygon, each interior angle is 140 degrees greater than each exterior angle. Calculate the number of sides of the polygon. Okay, so one more interesting thing about, let's do this here. One more interesting thing about the external angles is that they form a straight line. If you notice here, they form a straight line with each internal angle, right? So internal angle and external angle always add up to 360. Oh, sorry, not 360, 180 degrees, right? Because they are on the straight line. So they add up to 180 degrees. So this means that we have in the regular polygon, each interior angle is 140 degrees greater than each exterior angle. Calculate the number of sides of this polygon. Let's do it. So we know basically what we also can deduce. So because we know that exterior angle plus interior angle is equal to 180, right? We can deduce kind of what these two are equal to. So each interior is 140 degrees greater, right? So we could say that if exterior equals to x, right? So let's say exterior angle equals to x, then interior will be 140 degrees greater. It means it will be 140 plus x, right? And we know that they add up to 180. So we have this little equation formed, right? So here we go. So x plus 140 equals 180. 2x plus 140 equals 180. Now we can subtract 140. We get 2x equals 40. And of course, x will be equal to 20. So that's the size of our exterior angle. So exterior angle equals to 20 degrees. And if you remember the formula, I will remind you again, right? So exterior angle of a regular polygon equals to 360 divided by n, where n is the number of sides. So we can use this formula again for our advantage. So we could say 20, our exterior angle, equals to 360 divided by n, and now we have to find n. Right? So in this case, n equals to, if you can like, yeah, you probably know how to solve this by this time. So you just do 360 divided by 20, and you'll get n, which will be 18. So n will be equal to 18. Remember, this is a number of sides. So in this case, in number 10, number of sides of this polygon equals to 18. This is our final answer. Thankfully, we don't have to name it, just tell the number of sides, because I don't even know what's this called, 18-sided polygon. All right, so let's give it a try. Question 11, I would say, is very, very similar. If you want to practice, I would suggest you to pause the video and try question 11 for yourself. But yeah, it's quite easy overall. So the answer will be, if you want, you can pause right now, try to work out question 11. The answer will be 12 for this one. So here it is 12 sides. Okay, and let's try also number 12. So number 12 is quite interesting, I would say. Okay, two sides of a regular pentagon are produced to form angle x. What is x equal to? So that's quite interesting. Again, let me just copy this part. I'm going to screenshot this. So again, this is a regular pentagon. This means that all sides of it are equal. And all angles are equal as well. And we can find them quite easily. So there's a formula which you probably know. Sum of angles, sum of interior angles of a regular polygon equals to n minus 2, where n is the number of sides, times 180 degrees. Alright, so we can use this formula to our advantage to find a single interior angle. So sum of all angles of pentagon in this case, alright, will be equal to n minus, so 5 minus 2, alright, times 180. This will be equal to 540 degrees. And because we know that all angles are equal, then one interior angle of a pentagon will be equal to 540 divided by 5, which will be 108. Alright, so each one of these angles is 108. Alright, we only need two actually, we need these two, because we can find the extension of them, two parts which lie on a straight line. We can find them quite easily. So this will be 72. And then x, of course, we can find it quite easily by just doing 180 minus 72, which will be equal to 36 degrees. So this will be our angle, 36 degrees. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. Have a nice day, everyone, and hopefully this made sense. Bye-bye.